Today we will be discussing about the worst industrial disaster, and this video is very painful. This happened in India, in Bhopal, in Union Carbide factory. So as a safety professional, why this video is important? Because आज हम सीखेंगे ये world's worst disaster क्यों हो गया, why it had happened, or as a safety professional, what are the lessons that we must understand and how we can prevent such disasters not to happen again. So on December 9th, 1984, toxic gas from Union Carbide plant was released, and this toxic gas made thousands died in hours. 500,000 people were exposed to this poison, and this effect is even आज आप भोपाल में जाएंगे तो आज भी people are suffering because of this industrial disaster. The people doesn't have their eyes. Some are even having various kinds of disease, you name anything. The people's life has become miserable, and this has happened in 1984, and even today the people are suffering. So let us understand why this has happened, how this has happened, who is responsible. So let us understand everything step by step. So this Union Carbide Corporation, UCC, the company's name is Union Carbide Corporation, and this is an American company. They set up a pesticide plant in Bhopal in 1969. So this Union Carbide company was manufacturing pesticide, and while manufacturing this pesticide, the chemical used was MIC, methyl isocyanide. This is a highly deadly poisonous chemical which is used for manufacturing this pesticide. So they established the plant, everything was running successful. But in the late 1980s, what happened was that the demand for pesticides, chemical pesticides in India decreased. लोगों को ज़्यादा पेस्टिसाइड से डिमांड नहीं था, तो when the demand decreased, the manufacturing cost भी बढ़ गया. तो what the company did, the company started reducing the cost. Company cost cutting चालू किया. So you all know what happens when cost cutting happens. The first they target the safety department. So all the safety things they started to cutting short. The main safety protocols, the safety valves and all those things they started targeting. So let us understand in detail. The Bhopal plant had 3 underground MIC storage tanks. भोपाल में 3 underground, ये MIC actually underground में store करते हैं methyl isocyanide. There are 3 tanks for that, E610, E611 and E619. So ये underground में क्यों store करते हैं? Because it is highly reactive, and ये -5 डिग्री के नीचे store करना पड़ते हैं, तभी ये स्टेबल रहेंगे. लेकिन कंपनी पैसे सेव करने के लिए, बिकॉज द कंपनी वाज रनिंग इन लॉस, सो टू सेव द मनी कंपनी क्या किया, रेफ्रिजरेशन सिस्टम कंप्लीटली स्टॉप किया. दे टर्न्ड ऑफ द रेफ्रिजरेशन सिस्टम. सेकंड थिंग, दे शट डाउन द गैस स्क्रबर. गैस को न्यूट्रलाइज करने का गैस स्क्रबर था, वो शट डाउन किया. एंड द थर्ड मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, उन लोग ने फ्लेयर टावर, फ्लेयर को डिसेबल किया. जो एक्सेस पॉइजनस गैस को बर्न करने का फ्लेयर टावर रहते हैं सारा ऑयल एंड गैस प्लांट्स में आपको दिखाई पाएंगे, दैट फ्लेयर टावर को भी वो डिसेबल किया. सो दिस वाज द रियल प्रॉब्लम, कटिंग ऑफ कॉस्ट, कटिंग ऑफ सेफ्टी सिस्टम्स, दैट वाज द रियल कॉज फॉर दिस एक्सीडेंट. सो December 2nd, 1984, उस रात को क्या हुआ हम समझेंगे. एक्चुअली एक वर्कर, एक पाइप को ब्लॉकेज था, पाइप हैड गॉट क्लॉग्ड, सो ही वाज ट्राइंग टू रिमूव दैट क्लॉग यूजिंग वाटर, बट एक्सीडेंटली दिस वाटर methyl isocyanide स्टोर किया टैंक के अंदर घुस गया, और उस टैंक में 42 tons ऑफ methyl isocyanide था. Now the problem is that when water reacts with methyl isocyanide, it creates heat and pressure. So this pressure and heat caused this tank in which 42 tons of methyl isocyanide was stored. Suddenly it bursted, it failed. सेफ्टी वाल्व था, लेकिन वो सेफ्टी वाल्व एक्चुअली फेल हो गया, एंड दिस टैंक गॉट बर्स्ट, एंड देन डेडली टॉक्सिक गैस स्टार्टेड टू एस्केपिंग. सो व्हेन दिस methyl isocyanide बर्स्ट हो गया, पूरा सराउंडिंग्स में, पूरा एयर में दिस टॉक्सिक पॉइजनस गैस गॉट ग्रैपल्ड, एंड व्हाट वाज द रिजल्ट? पीपल्स आईज गॉट corroded. lungs में ये गैस गया, lungs also got affected and they were bleeding. The real problem क्या हुआ? When they went to the hospital, the doctors were not knowing how to treat this methyl isocyanate because Union Carbide company did not give any kind of safety regulations. जैसे MSDS होते हैं, material safety data sheets, they did not provide any kind of safety regulations or safety directions how to treat this. People all over the Bhopal were actually bleeding. You would have seen such images in the Google. Because of this tragedy, the worst affected was the poor communities that were living near the plant. It was estimated that almost 8,000 people died. 20,000 more died in the following years, and more than 5 lakh of people were having serious health problem, and they are living even today with these health problems. Now, as a safety professional, you would be asking, who has to be blamed for such a big tragedy that has happened in the history of industrial disaster? The first one, obviously, Union Carbide company has to be blamed because they are the person who cut the safety systems for profit making. So all the companies must understand, if you are compromising safety, such kind of disasters is waiting you. And if you are playing with the life of the people, then the compensation that you would have to pay in the name of cutting the profit would be much more than the money that you would have saved. So that is where, as a safety professional, आपको influence करना चाहिए आपके company के साथ. When you are in a safety meeting, you should definitely tell to your company's manager or your management team that even if you are cutting short in safety's budget, but the result of that would be very big, and we have in our history that biggest disaster that has happened in India. So we should never allow such a disaster to happen in the future. So what we should do? We should join hands to enhance the safety protocols. Regulations सारा है हमारे पास. Just we have to follow these regulations. For following those regulations, as a safety professional, you would be actually empowered. आपको empowerment होना चाहिए, because you need to understand what is the regulation. Then only you can make this managers to influence, to help them to understand that and to prevent such disasters. We will see in the next video with more interesting such topics. Please subscribe to our channel. Thank you.